Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you how I make my magnesium body butter or body balm. I use this when I'm struggling to sleep. So I know a lot of you in the group have said that you're struggling with your sleep, and this is safe to use both in pregnancy and also postpartum. It's a sleep balm that I use, and I make it out of natural ingredients like, you see that? Magnesium flakes and my shea butter, let's show you that, unrefined shea butter, and my coconut oil. Both of those are rock hard right now. And I also add some lavender oil as well. If you like that, you can add a few drops of that. So let's get going. First of all, we need to make some magnesium oil with the magnesium flakes and a little bit of boiling water. So I'll do that first. So this is half a cup. I'm going to use my cup and measure out half a cup of magnesium flakes. Just open the packet. Oh gosh, getting scissors. Here we go. So half a cup of magnesium flakes. This is what they look like, by the way, just some white magnesium flakes. Let's add some more to that. So half a cup of magnesium flakes. Just add those to a bowl. And to the magnesium flakes, we need to add around about 3 tablespoons of boiling water, okay? Hasn't got to be precise, but don't add too much. Okay, that's the kettle coming to the boil. That should do. So I'll just pop some in here. So I'm not going to measure out how many tablespoons, but it's approximately 3 tablespoons of boiling water. And that goes into the magnesium flakes. Okay? When you've done that, just give it a stir. And what you're trying to do is just dissolve those flakes. Doesn't take long. Okay, give it a good stir. And then just leave those to continue dissolving. All right? Whilst that's happening, I've got a pot here on the stove with some water. The water's now come into a bowl, and I've popped in a heat-proof Pyrex bowl. Just going to turn that down a little bit. So the water is now boiling, and to the bowl I'm going to add some of the coconut oil that's rock hard right now. So you want to add in around about half a cup again, okay? So I'm not going to measure it precisely. I'm just going to go with a rough estimate of half a cup. So you know, if you use coconut oil, how hard it gets in the cold weather. So it does take a bit of digging out. But just keep going at it. And if you can get good quality coconut oil, so I'm talking about kind of unrefined, cold pressed, virgin coconut oil, then all the better. So you can find that in your health food store, so like Holland and Barrett, but you're going to pay money for it. So pop along to Aldi or Tesco, Asda, your kind of everyday supermarket, and on the shelf in the cooking oil aisle, you should find some good quality coconut oil. I don't know where I got this one from. This is an organic, cold pressed coconut oil. So go for organic, go for virgin, go for cold pressed. Okay, there's that. So I've added that to the heat-proof bowl, and that's starting to melt. And now for the shea butter. So again, this is an organic shea butter that I'm using. Unrefined organic shea butter. And again, add around about half a cup. That's a little bit softer, so that's not so tough to do. That's around about half a cup, I reckon, if not a bit more. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, that's the make that I use, but you can get some really beautiful shea butters on the market. And if you've got anybody that's traveling to and from Ghana and other African countries, ask them to bring you back some good unrefined shea butter. Right, so that's that. I'm going to rub my hands. Let's not waste the good grease. So that's all melting now. It's melting away nicely. Let's give it a little stir just to encourage it a little bit. That's looking great. Melting nicely. When that's a little bit more melted, I'm going to add in this magnesium mixture that we just made, that magnesium flakes with the hot water, okay? It's nearly all dissolved now. So that's going nicely. Sugar plum. And there goes my phone. There we go. Right. Hope you can still see that. Hopefully. There we go. Right. So that's melting. Melting. Brilliant. So we're nearly there. And you see how quick it is to do this. Quick. And so much cheaper than buying it ready-made in the shop. But of course, if you've got no time or just can't be bothered, buy it in the shop. Okay. We are nearly there with the oils. They're melting. Let's see how the magnesium mixture is coming on. Use that same spoon. So, yeah, that's looking great. Got to make sure that all those crystals are dissolved. What you don't want is hard crystals in your magnesium butter, okay? And as I said, you can actually use this in pregnancy. So if you're struggling with sleep or you've got aches, it's great for aches and pains. So you know those achy hips and achy legs and achy lower back that you have in pregnancy and in postpartum. This is really good for that. Really helps to relax your muscles, okay? If you've got restless legs, which you can get in pregnancy as well, use your magnesium butter for that. It's got so many uses. So here we go. That's all dissolved now. I'm going to pour that into the oil mixture. So, and let that carry on, just dissolving that last bit of oil. I think that's the shea butter that's just going now. Okay. So yeah, safe to use in pregnancy, safe to use in postpartum. How I use it is for sleep, but about 20 minutes, half an hour before bedtime, I apply a small amount to the soles of my feet, and then I put on some socks, okay? And then I get into bed and I wait for it to do its magic. If you've got achy legs and hips though in pregnancy or postpartum, you can apply this lotion just to the achy parts of your body. But for sleep, try putting it on the soles of your feet, okay? And let it do its thing overnight. Put some socks on if you can. Right, I can turn the fire off now because that's more or less done. More or less. You might want to, I know some people are a little bit sensitive to magnesium, and for some people it can cause like a prickling sensation in the body. So you might want to do a bit of a patch test before you go kind of, layering it onto your soles of your feet. So maybe just do a little patch test on your wrist and leave that for, leave it overnight, and just make sure that you're not getting any reaction to the magnesium. All right, and of course, if you've got no prickling and no rashes. Oh, this phone. If you've got no rashes, as I was saying, or reaction to the magnesium, then obviously you can just go ahead and just use it on your body, on the soles of your feet. So that's it. That's all the oils melted. I'm just going to add in about 5 to 10 drops of lavender oil. I'm just using a cheap and cheerful one here from Holland & Barrett. I have a very, very expensive super duper one, but I don't use it in this oil. So 5 to 10 drops goes in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that's only if you like lavender oil. Obviously, if it makes you gag, if it makes you sick, don't use it. All right? Be careful if you are using this in pregnancy and wanting to use a different oil. Okay? Not every oil is suitable to use in pregnancy, so you need to be checking out with an aromatherapist or somebody who's in the know about the kinds of oils that are safe for you to use in pregnancy. Okay, that literally is it. All we do now is just wait for that to cool down. Okay, just leave it on the stove. You can take it off the pan of water, leave it on the stove, let it cool, and when it has cooled down, you want to use either a hand blender or an electric whisk and give it a good whisk up. Okay, once you've whisked it, leave it to cool again. You can put it in the fridge. And before you put it in a jar, give it an extra whisk. And that will make it nice and kind of creamy and more kind of butter consistency. And then for storage, once you've made your balm, put it in your jar, you can either store it in the fridge, okay, or you can just store it at room temperature. But because it's just natural ingredients, there are no preservatives in it, you don't want to be sticking your dirty hands into there, obviously, because it's going to have lots of bacteria and it's going to multiply in the oil. So I would say either leave it in your fridge. You can, when you come to use it, you can use a clean spoon to get maybe a spoonful of the body butter out before you apply it. And then that way, you're not going to introduce bacteria from your hands into the cream. Okay, so use a spoon to get some out each time and then apply it to the soles of your feet or your aching body parts with your hands. All right, I think that's it. Any questions, just pop them in the comments.